What's good? This is a quantum Melanin Media Masterclass. By the end of this, you're gonna understand options well enough to place a $60 bet on Tesla up or down and know exactly what you're risking before you ever click buy. No hype, no get rich quick, just the real mechanics, simple enough for an 8th grader, deep enough to make you dangerous. Let's go. First, what even is an option? Forget the jargon. An option is a choice you buy. It gives you the right but not the obligation to buy or sell a stock at a set price before a set date. You pay a small fee for that right. That fee is called the premium. One options contract controls 100 shares of stock, so a little money controls a lot of stock. That's the leverage, that's the magic, and that's the danger. Real quick, how do you even find these? It's called the options chain and it's just a menu. First you pick an expiration date, the deadline for your bet. Then you pick a strike, the price you're betting on. Calls sit on one side, puts on the other, and each one shows its premium, the price. You buy at the ask, you sell at the bid, and that little gap between them is called the spread. You'll see in the money options, which already have real value and cost more, and out of the money options, which are cheaper long shots. With a $60 budget, you just scroll to a strike and a date where the premium is about 60 cents a share. 60 cents times 100 shares is 60 bucks. That's your contract. There are only two basic moves, and once you get these, you get options. A call is a bet the stock goes up. A put is a bet the stock goes down. That's it. Up call, down put, tape it to your wall. And when you buy a call or a put, the most you can ever lose is the premium you paid, not your house, not your savings, just the premium. Remember that. It's the whole reason a $60 bet is safe to learn on. Let's make that real. Say you spend $60 on a Tesla call. Tesla goes the wrong way straight down. How much do you lose? $60, the exact amount you put in. It can't take a penny more. Now flip it. Tesla rips higher. That same $60 call could become $100, $200, $500. Small cap downside, big open upside. That is why people fall in love with buying options. But stay honest with me. Most of the time, that cheap call expires worthless. We'll get to why. Now, why Tesla? Because Tesla is one of the most volatile big stocks on the planet. It doesn't tiptoe, it leaps. Elon tweets earnings drop, delivery numbers hit, and the stock swings 5, 10, 15% in a day. For a stock owner, that's a stomach ache, but for an options trader, movement is the whole point. Options pay you for movement. The more a stock moves, the more those calls and puts can explode in value. Tesla moves, that's why we're here. But that same volatility cuts both ways. It can wipe your premium out just as fast. Let's place our first trade in our heads, the upside play. You think Tesla's about to run, you buy a call. Look at this picture, the flat part on the left, that's your max loss, your premium period, no matter how far Tesla falls. The line tilts up after the strike price, and once it crosses break even, every dollar Tesla climbs is profit in your pocket. Pick your strike, the price you're betting, it'll pass. Pick your expiration, how long you're giving it. Pay your premium, that's a long call. Clean, capped risk, open reward. Let's actually buy one in our heads. Tesla's trading around $420 and you think it's about to run. You pull up the chain and you buy one call, strike 460, expiring in about 2 weeks. The premium 60 cents a share. 60 cents times 100 is $60. Done. Now be honest with yourself, that's a long shot. It's way out of the money and most of these expire worthless. Your max loss is $60, but watch what happens if you're right. Tesla rips to 480. Your call is now worth at least $20 a share. 20 times 100 is $2,000. Your $60 became $2,000. That asymmetry, tiny risk, huge upside is the whole reason people buy options. Just remember, most of the time, it's the 60 that's gone. Now the move nobody teaches the little guy. You can make money when Tesla falls. You buy a put, same exact shape, just flipped. Flat max loss on the right, just your premium. But as Tesla drops past your strike and through break even, you profit on the way down. Bad news, a weak earnings call, a market panic, the put buyer is smiling while everybody else is bleeding. Up you buy calls, down you buy puts. You are never stuck rooting for green. You can profit in both directions. Now 2 Greek letters you'll hear, and I'll keep it simple. The first is delta. Delta is just how much your option moves for every $1 the stock moves. A call with a delta of 50 cents gains about 50 cents a share when Tesla goes up $1. It's also a rough gauge of the odds your option finishes a winner. The second is theta. Theta is time decay. It's how much value your option loses every single day just from the clock ticking whether the stock moves or not. Think of theta as rent. Every day you hold, you pay it. So delta is your reward engine and theta is your meter running. That's the whole reason a buyer needs the stock to move and move soon before the rent eats the trade. Here's the one that gets people excited, and it's where most folks get the story wrong. What if you don't know which way Tesla's gonna jump? You just know it's gonna jump. You buy both, a call and a put. This is called a straddle. Look at the V. Tesla rips up, the call prints. Tesla craters, the put prints. You win on a big move in either direction. That's the dream you were chasing. But read the bottom of that V. Here's the truth nobody selling you a course will say out loud. The straddle does not win every time. Look at the bottom of the V. If Tesla sits still, you lose both premiums. You paid for 2 bets, neither paid off. And options lose a little value every single day just from time passing. That's time decay, and it's working against you the whole time you hold. So a straddle only wins when the move is bigger than what you paid for both sides. Anybody who tells you there's a setup that profits every time is lying to your face. And that lie is exactly how people lose everything. We don't do that here. So when does the both ways play actually make sense? You run it right before a known firework, an event you know will move the stock, you just don't know which way. Tesla's earnings night, a big product reveal, a Fed decision. Those are the moments Tesla doesn't sit still, it explodes. You're not betting on direction, you're betting that boring is off the menu. On a stock this wild, around a catalyst like that, that's a real edge, not a guarantee, an edge, big difference. Let's run the both ways play with real numbers. Tesla's at 420 and earnings drop tomorrow night. You have no idea which way, but you know it's gonna move. So you buy the 420 call for $12 and the 420 put for $12, $24 a share times 100, $2,400 on the table. Your break-evens are $396 and $444. Tesla has to move more than 24 bucks in either direction. Earnings hit and the stock pops to 470. Your call is now worth about $50 a share, $5,000. The put, worthless, but you net $5,000 minus your $2,400, $2,600 of profit. Now here's the trap nobody warns you about. If Tesla only moves a little, you lose. And worse, after earnings, the implied volatility collapses. They call it IV crush. Both your options can deflate at the same time, so you can actually lose on a small move. That's why a straddle is an edge, not a guarantee. Respect it. Now the part that separates the people who keep money from the people who give it back. You mentioned taking profit at 32%. And honestly, that instinct is gold. Here's why. Greed kills options traders. They're up 40%, they hold for 200 and they watch it round trip back to zero. So you set a target. Say your contract is up 32% and you sell, you take it. You don't marry the trade, winners get cashed. And on the other side, your max loss is already capped at your premium, so you never need a panic exit. Target on the upside, premium as your floor. That's a system. One more rule, and it's the one that keeps you in the game. Never put money on a single option that you can't afford to lose completely. Not would be sad to lose, afford to lose, gone zero. That's why we're starting at $60. $60 is tuition. If it goes to zero, you paid for the best options lesson you'll ever get and you're still standing to trade tomorrow. The people who blow up are the ones who bet the rent on one contract. Don't be that. Small bets, many lessons, live to trade again. Before your homework, let me save you some money. Here are the mistakes that get beginners. 1. Buying lottery tickets way out of the money because they're cheap. They're cheap because they almost never hit. 2. Holding a winner with no plan, watching a 40% gain round trip all the way back to zero. Set your target and take it. 3. Buying right before earnings without knowing about IV crush, then wondering why the stock moved your way and you still lost. 4. Betting too big. One trade that can actually hurt you. And 5. Forgetting the clock. Theta is bleeding you a little every single day you sit there hoping. Avoid these 5 and you're already ahead of most people who have ever traded an option. Before you risk $1 real, do this. Almost every brokerage has a paper trading mode. Fake money, real prices, real options chains. Place 10 Tesla trades on paper. Buy a call, watch it move. Buy a put, try a straddle into an earnings date. Feel how fast the value swings. Make your dumb mistakes for free where they cost you nothing but pride. By the time you put down real money, it's not gambling, it's a skill you've already practiced. So here's your homework, and yeah, I'm serious. Step 1. Open a brokerage, turn on paper trading, place 10 practice trades. Step 2. Only when you're ready, fund $60 you will not miss. Step 3. Pick one, a Tesla call if you think it runs, a put if you think it drops, or a small play on both into an earnings date. Step 4. Set your target, take profit around 32% and respect it. Step 5. The most important one, write it down. What you bought, why, what happened. That journal is where amateurs turn into traders. Now real talk, because I respect you too much to hype you. Most people who trade options lose money. Cheap options expire, worthless all the time. This is education, not financial advice, and I'm not your advisor. Never ever trade money you need, not rent, not food, not the light bill. Options are a tool like a chainsaw. In trained hands, powerful, careless, they'll take your hand off. We just put real tools in your hands, use them with respect. That's the masterclass. You now understand more about options than 90% of people who have ever clicked buy. Calls for up, puts for down, straddles for chaos, the Greeks, profit targets to stay disciplined, and small size to stay alive. This class is free on YouTube. Share it with somebody who needs it. And if you want the one-page cheat sheet and the trade journal to go with it, grab the full pack on Gumroad, link below. Either way, paper trade first, keep it small, and go get your education. Quantum Melanin Media, we are the receipts. Ashe.